Hello and welcome to the next video on semiconductors. In last video we had discussed about PN junction, so we'll quickly revise the concepts, the takeaway from the last video. The takeaway from the last video was, if we have a PN junction which we are connecting them to a circuit, there are two ways in which we can connect them to the circuit. First is I connect the positive terminal of the battery to the P side and the negative terminal of the battery to the N side. And another way of connecting will be the reverse way, that is connecting the negative terminal of battery to P side but connecting the positive terminal of the battery to the N side. And we saw that in the first case the current, we discussed the reasons for that in detail in the last video, but the summary was, in this case there would be a current flowing through the circuit, but in this case there would be a negligible current flowing through the circuit, or you can assume that there will be, for all practical purposes, there will be no current flowing through the circuit. Now this condition is called forward biasing, where we connect the positive terminal to the positive side, and this is called reverse biasing. So in reverse biasing we connect the negative terminal to the positive side. So in forward biasing, this is the key takeaway, in forward biasing of a diode current will flow, but in reverse biasing of a diode current will not flow. Now let us go into look how this property of diode, that when it is forward biased current will flow and when it is reverse biased current will not flow, how this property can be used for rectification. What is rectification? Rectification is converting, like we have AC current where the sign changes continuously from plus to minus, then to plus to minus. Rectification is making the current only in either a positive current or negative current. Rectification, either the current will be like this, or current will be like this, or it might be straight constantly positive or constantly negative, but it cannot change the sign. So we don't want the polarity to be reversed, and that is called rectification. So let us see how a diode can be used as a rectification. So here this is a representation of diode. Diodes are represented in this way, and this is the P side, this triangle is the P side, and this is the N side. So what we have here is an AC current where I have a diode, and suppose what happens here is, if I have a current, suppose the sign I excuse me, I provide an AC current here. So this is the AC source and it goes from positive to negative, and I apply a diode in this circuit. So what happens when it is positive? So in the first cycle when it is positive and this is negative, so in that case this diode will be forward biased, correct? Positive will be connected to the positive terminal of the diode. So we know that when a diode is forward biased, it will allow the current to pass. So in forward bias the current will pass like this, but in reverse bias, now I have come here, all these are positive, it is forward biased, here it is 0, and now it starts to go negative. So this side becomes negative after half cycle. So when this will become negative, then we know that this when I connect the negative terminal of the battery to the positive side, P side of a diode, then it will be reverse biased, and in that case it will not carry current. So when this will be reversed biased, what will happen is, because it is reverse biased, it will not allow the current to pass through it, or it will allow very small amount, negligible amount of current to pass through it. So during this stage the current which is passed will almost be 0, and again when it becomes positive, again when the polarity is reversed, this becomes positive and this becomes negative, again it becomes forward biased because positive terminal is connected to the positive side, and when it becomes forward biased, again it allows current to go. There will be a current through this, and so again it will allow current to pass like this. Again, when this cycle will complete, this half cycle will be completed, it will again not allow the current to pass, and again when that will be reversed, it will again allow the current to be passed. So now we see that what happens here is only half of this wave is being passed. Okay, this half, when if I have the construction like this half is never passed and only half of the wave is passed. So that's why this type of arrangement, diode, this type of rectification is known as half rectification. What should we do if we want to pass the full circuit, full AC current, but only we want to have positive sign? What can we do to achieve that? So the way that is achieved is through the arrangement of full wave rectification, which is shown here. Now what we have is, this is again an AC source. Okay, this is similar typical transformer construction. Now when there will be an AC here, again here it will be induced and current will be induced here. A voltage will be induced similar to this source at this point. Suppose the voltage at this is one terminal and this is another terminal. Suppose I have the arrangement like this, and there is a resistor here. Okay, and I am trying to pass a rectified current through this. So I would be able to achieve this if I have the diode arrangements like this. Now suppose this the potential at this varies like an AC current sinusoidally, and at time t is equal to 0, the this is at a lower potential and this is at a higher potential. Okay, and it starts to go like this. So when this is at lower potential, the potential increases in this direction. When the potential increases at this direction, that means this, consider for this diode is connected here and here. Now potential is increasing at this direction, that means the higher potential or the positive potential is connected to the positive side, but the lower potential or the negative potential is connected to the negative side. So this is what we call forward biasing, where the positive terminal is positive side of the cell or the inductor is connected to the positive P side of the diode. So this is the forward biased, and we know that in forward biasing position the current will pass. So current will pass like this. Okay, but in this first half, what will happen to this diode? In this diode, now because the potential is increasing like this P side is connected to the lower potential and the N side is connected to the higher potential, because the potential is increasing like this. So P side is connected to the lower potential and N side is connected to the higher potential. So P side, if it's connected to the negative terminal or the lower potential, and N side is connected to the higher potential or the relatively positive side. So that means this diode is negatively reverse biased, and we know that in reverse bias the current through the diode is 0, so no current passes through the diode. So current in this loop will be 0 during the first half. So if I draw like this, because of this current, because of this diode, the resistor carries a current in the let us assume that anti-clockwise direction is a positive direction, or this direction of current is positive direction. Let me assume for this discussion. So now because it is carrying a current like this, due to the first diode there is a positive current in the conductor, and during this first half there will be a positive current here. Now in the second half, during the other half where in our first case it was zero current, let us see what happens in the second half. So in the second half the polarity is reversed. That means now the potential in the second half I am depicting in blue color. This is at a lower potential, this is at a higher potential, because the polarity is now, so this is the potential V, this is the plus side, this is the minus side, and because in the second half the potential has come to the negative side, the polarity is reversed. So this is at a lower potential, this is at a higher potential. So let us see what happens to this diode in the second half. So the P side is connected to the lower potential side, so or relatively negative side. Okay, so if the P side is connected to the negative side, that means it is reverse biased, and during the second half the current in this loop will be zero. Okay, what happens now? Let us see what happens to this. Now here in the second loop, because this is at a higher potential, the P side is connected to a relatively higher potential side, and because it is connected, the higher potential is connected to the P side, or the relatively positive side is connected to the P side, that means this is forward biased. And because it is a forward biased, we know when there is a forward bias, the current in a dipole, the current will flow through that. So current will flow in this direction. So here again at the second half also, this resistor current will flow in this direction, from left to right, from right to left, from our angle, but from our side it is flowing from right to left. So even during the second half the current will flow from right to left, and again this is because of the lower diode. And similarly, when this cycle ends, again this becomes positively biased, because the current, the potential again starts to go like this, and again because of this diode, again there will be a current like this. And again when at the end of this half cycle, again when the polarity is reversed, then this becomes positively biased, and again because of the lower diode the current will flow. So we see that in all the cycles there is no blank zone, all the half cycles are transmitted through this resistor, and therefore this type of rectifier where all the full wave is transferred is known as full wave rectification. So with this we complete our discussions on diodes. However, again let us now go into some more applications of this doping and semiconductor, and apart from diode, after diode the most common application of semiconductors is the next, or it is actually the most common. So this transistor actually revolutionized electronics industry, and it is because of this that you are now able to watch these videos in your TV or computer, because of this innovation of transistors. So let us see what are transistors. So in transistors what is happening is there are three doped junction. Okay, so I have say 2n p n. I give a negative doping or say phosphorus doping here. P side is aluminum doping in silicon, where we have holes here, extra holes. In n side we have extra electrons. So and the third region is again n, and this can be reversed. I can have two p's and one n which is sandwiched between these two p's, and generally we will discuss the reason for why the middle one is very lightly doped and very thin film. Okay, although in this figure, for easy of viewing of, I have drawn all of same size equal boxes, but in actual practice this the middle layer is very thin region and very lightly doped. Okay, so these are common junctions. One of them, okay, so the middle one is called base. Okay, so the middle zone, or the middle doping, which is sandwiched between these two, it is called the base junction. Okay, and one of the junctions, this is actually a heavily doped junction, it is called an emitter. And another, the last zone will, I am just defining the terms now, so that you can get acquainted with the terms. Don't worry now if you don't understand why we call this emitter, why we call this base. We'll come to that, but I'm just introducing the topic and the various terms, so just bear with me for now. So this is the emitter. This one of them is called emitter. This is actually heavily doped, and another is called collector. Okay, so from the names it is obvious that it will have something to do with emitting the charge particle, and this will have to something to do with the collector. And similarly here also, one will be base, one will be emitter, and one will be collector. Okay, and now we have three junctions. So these three junctions can be connected to each other. Okay, so there will be some terminal here, electrical terminal here, there will be an electrical terminal here, and these can be connected to outer cells. Okay, outer batteries. Now for a normal transistor, emitter, and so these two junctions are connected, and these two junctions are connected in a transistor. Okay, so and they are connected to a battery via a resistors. Okay, why they are doing and what is the use of doing all these things, sandwiching and connecting different, we'll come to that. Okay, but for now I'm just introducing the topic, so please bear with me. So now the next concept is, in a normal transistor, this emitter and base are connected in such a way that these two diodes, if I consider only these two are forward biased. Okay, and this collector and base are connected in such a way that they are reversed biased. Okay, so in normal transistors, the emitter emitter and base are connected in such a way that they are forward biased, and base and collector is connected in such a way that they are reverse biased. Now obviously if say emitter and base is forward biased, okay, so that means this negative will be connected to the negative, N will be connected to the negative terminal of the battery. And so if I connect this to the negative terminal of the battery, this N side, which has extra electrons, because of this negative side, it will repel all the electrons. Correct? So it will repel all the electrons. Now if it repels all the electrons, that means current which is assumed to flow in opposite direction of the current is flowing away from this transistor. Correct? So this is flowing toward the transistor, electrons are going towards the transistor, so the current is going away from the transistor. That is why the general notation of denoting an NPN transistor is like this. Okay, where this is the direction of current which is going away from this, and obviously this is the emitter. Okay, obviously this is the emitter. We denote the emitter with an arrow sign, and because the emitter in an NPN junction, the emitter will move the electrons away from in an NPN junction, the current will flow away from the transistor, as I explained here. Similarly, if this is the emitter, and generally, as I told, in a general transistor, emitter and base is forward biased, This is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and in positive terminal of the battery, if connected to the p side, the holes will go this side and electrons will come this side. So in this case, in an PNP transistor, the current is flowing along the holes or in opposite direction to the electrons. So in this case, the current is flowing in this direction towards the transistor. So the way to denote a PNP transistor is having a arrow towards the transistor. Okay, so this is the general notation. If you see any notation anywhere like this, know that this is a transistor and this is an NPN transistor because the arrow is directed away from the transistor. And similarly, if you see anywhere that I have a transistor notation is there with an arrow pointing towards the transistor, then know that you are seeing an PNP transistor. Okay, so now this is the basic terminological definition of transistors. Also, before we proceed to how actually transistors are working and why we connect these transistors in these ways and why we construct such types of construction, I will just introduce some more definitions. So see here. Okay, these are how transistors are commonly connected, and because I am putting an arrow away in all this, so obviously all these are NPN transistors. Okay, NPN transistor. Now see here. Okay, this is the N side, this is the emitter, and N side is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and the base is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So this satisfies our normal transistor criteria, that this is a normal transistor where this emitter and the base are reversed bias because N is connected to the N side. Okay, similarly the collector, because this side is emitter, the middle is base, so this side must be collector. Okay, so this will be collector, this middle will be base, and this line will be emitter. This line is emitter, this line is base, this line is this line is collector, C. And we know that in a normal transistor, collector and base should be reversed bias. So you see here, this is a NPN junction, this is the N side, and N side is ultimately connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So this satisfies our definition of a normal transistor. Okay, but you see here that here the emitter is a common thing. Okay, emitter. Okay, so the collector is also ultimately this side of the battery, this side of the circuit, one side is connected to the collector and one side and the other side to the emitter. Okay, so in this loop, one side is connected to the collector, one side to the emitter. In this loop, one side is connected to the collector, this wire is connected to the collector, and the other side is connected to the emitter. So emitter is connected to both sides. Okay, emitter is connected to the collector also, emitter is connected to the base also. Okay, so this type of construction is known as common emitter type construction. Common emitter. Okay, because emitter is ultimately connected to both connector as well as it is connected to the base. See here. So this is the base, this is emitter, and this is collector. Okay, because this arrow tells me this is the emitter and this is the collector. So again, if you see that this is the NPN, so emitter is forward biased, and this collector is N is connected to positive, N is connected to the positive side. So this is reverse bias, which satisfies our normal definition of transistor. And also this has a slightly different construction. Here what is happening, here the base is connected to the collector also, and base is connected to the emitter also. So base is connected to both connector and emitter, so it is known as common base type. Okay, and the last, okay, so obviously the one thing I want you to do it as an exercise for you. Here also you will see that the emitter is forward biased, yes, emitter is forward biased and collector is reverse biased. And here what you will find is, here the collector is connected to both base and the emitter. So this type of construction, I want you to figure this out yourself, how the emitter is connected to both base as well as the emitter. So this is known as common connector type. Okay, so I guess we have time for to keep this video short enough and interesting enough. We'll stop it here. Next video will be the last video of semiconductors, and there we will discuss why these strange connections are made, why these strange type of connections are made, what is the use of doing that, how it helps us, and why it revolutionized our electronics industry. So see you in the next video.